What's going on, everyone? Chris here with Clutter Reduction Junk Removal. We just got done moving a 85-inch TV for a repeat client and then disposing of the old one. I had Tanya with me, my fiance. She's getting better at moving, but she's not a mover, so it was a little concerning moving a $2,000 85-inch heavy TV upstairs with her. But she did well. We got the job done. She's getting better. And then we also went to a Cedar Lane facility and relocated an apartment from one side to the other, and then got rid of a very large queen-size futon bed frame, which was a little different for me. It was a pain in the ass, but luckily the mattress bars got it done. And then we got absolutely poured on when we were coming home, which is why I'm in a different shirt, because I was freezing when I got home. But enough of that. I want to talk a little bit about advertising, a few of the options out there that are pretty standard among most people, and then what I personally do on a regular basis. Now, the reason I specify that is because I am a single owner operator. Everything in this business I do by myself. I do the jobs by myself. I do the marketing by myself. I do the networking by myself. I do the operations. I sell. Anything that's business related, I'm doing by myself. I do have a 1099, but he does his own thing, so I only have him with me every now and then. My fiance helps me on the weekends when she's not doing anything, or if I actually need her help. But for the most part, I'm by myself. Mr. Lonely. I'm so lonely. So, I want to go through some of the options, and then we'll talk a little bit about what I do, because I can only do so much without taking away from my other parts of my life. So I try to keep things manageable that I can still be consistent with without stressing out. So, some of the basics is Google ads, Facebook ads, Yelp ads, yard signs, door hangers, handing out business cards, flyers, business-to-business marketing, setting up as a vendor, realtors, social media, networking, and truck branding. Now, some of the things I do on a regular basis with a little bit more detail is Facebook and Nextdoor. I will add myself to the local community groups and also the buy, sell, trade group, and I will post in there periodically if you are allowed to. But what I really focus on is responding to posts and comments of people asking for recommendations. And I will also slip my own business in there as well. So somebody could be asking for like a contractor or roofing or something. I don't do that. But I may know somebody. So I'll comment their information, and then underneath it I'll say, by the way, if you ever need junk removal in the future, here's our information. And I'll make sure to tag the website so other people can click on it, and then you build traffic. But I find that to be very helpful. I also do the same thing on Nextdoor. I only post on there like once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks, because I actually find that less posting is better, but I do try to make it a engaging post or interactive post, something that's informative that also isn't just a load of trash. Like it's me holding something big, or maybe me and Tanya, with a picture of us with the trailer or something. So people like that stuff. And then I'll do the same thing. I'll reply to posts. Next up is yard signs. Yard signs got a bad name for being kind of expensive. I also would make sure that they are not going to be completely prohibited in your area. You can look that up through your statute of your state. But yard signs I get from UZ Marketing. I'll have a link in the description if you want to check them out. They are pretty affordable. They do free shipping, and they price match on top of being affordable. I will put those out by gas stations, storage units, intersections, and plazas. I don't do like 100 of them at once. I'll do like 5 to 10 of them a couple of times a week. I find that to be better, and they usually stay up a little bit longer. The next thing is business-to-business marketing. This can realistically be done anywhere. So you can go to a Dunkin' Donuts, you can go to a Chinese restaurant, you can go to a pizza shop, you can go to a carpet and tile place, literally anywhere, and just talk to the manager and say, hey, we're a local junk removal business. If you guys ever have an accumulation of trash, or maybe you need to swap out your pizza oven for a new one, you need to get rid of the old one, we can come by and pick it up. You can literally market to any business. And there's a lot of them out there in every single area. Next up is a vendor setup. So a vendor is something where you are linked with that facility or that building or that apartment complex, where if they need junk removal or they need to recommend junk removal, you're always going to be the first go-to person. You typically need to be licensed and insured and be able to provide a W-9 with your EIN on it, which is your taxpayer identification. It's like your business's social security number. So you do need to be licensed and insured, but it can be great for repetitive business, and that can be very beneficial in your slow season as well as your busy season. So I recommend doing that. You can go to apartment buildings. You can try storage units. I usually do other methods, but don't knock it till you try it. Worst case, leave some cards behind. You can go to senior living facilities. You can go to clubhouses, country clubs, basically anything that has a property management team that operates it. You can do that too. Next up, we have realtors and organizers. There's a reason why realtors are still to this day a very powerful source for junk removal, and that's because they deal with moving. They are buying, selling houses. When you buy or sell, you need to move in or move out, and with moving is junk removal. Or someone's doing a renovation, or they're reconstructing their whole house, or they're tearing it down. Junk removal is right around the corner, and they can be very beneficial. So I will either market to their office, or I will directly reach out to them individually through their social medias. And I'll do the same thing with professional organizers. And then next up, this has been very beneficial for me, and that is networking groups or events. So try to find a consistent group that meets on either a weekly or a monthly basis, and try to attend some events at least monthly if you can, especially if you can find events that are held by the same organization or group, because you want that consistency with the same people. It's going to help you build a stronger connection and build more face-to-face rapport, which can go much farther than just handing some random person a card. Next up is handouts, and I'm referring to door hangers. I personally will go to non-HOAs so I don't piss people off. And I don't really do house-to-house door hangers. I would do apartment buildings instead. And the reason why is timing. So at a house, you walk across a whole street, you might hit 10 houses, it takes you like 15 minutes. At an apartment building, down a hallway of like 50 units, I can tag 20 of them in like 2 or 3 minutes. And just like that, you market it to 20 people. So that's what I personally do. If you want to do houses, you can. I just know most people hate door-to-door solicitation, so I don't even bother with it. But that's just me. I will also try to leave business cards behind everywhere I go. I'll either put them on the bulletin boards by the elevators at new communities. I'll leave them on like I'll wedge them in the little elevator panel. I'll leave them behind on like desks at doctor's offices. Someone is bound to pick it up, look at it, and potentially need it. So can't go wrong with that. And then if you are able to sign up for any events or just go to events and just pass out flyers, especially if you can get like a promotion on it or something, it'd be a little bit more lucrative for people to call you. And then lastly is truck branding. So I used to talk about this a lot, but I used to do a lot of ghost routes where I will pick certain areas I want to work in more. So maybe they're like more middle class or middle high class, or just more popularized in general. I will intentionally drive around in that area specifically for like 2 hours. And I'll stop at gas stations, I'll stop at Home Depots and busy plazas, and just sit there for like 15, 20 minutes. And all you're doing is marketing your truck or trailer, assuming you have some kind of branding on it. I'll just sit there and market to the public. I also do this with like before, after, or in between jobs. I'll sit at a high traffic area, usually gas stations are easiest, and I'll just sit there until I need to leave for whatever. And all you're doing is marketing to those people who are constantly coming in and out of that place. You can also do this by like Chick-fil-A's and Starbucks. Those usually have drive-thrus that are just constantly going through. So I'll sit out there for a little bit. But that's the main stuff that I do on a regular basis. I mean, there's a ton of options out there. There's a lot of things that work for some people and things that don't work for others. So always give it a shot. Try it a few times. Don't just try it once, have a bad connection, and never try again. I would recommend trying things a few times. But that's what I do that helps me manage my time the best, in my opinion. And I hope some of those give you guys some ideas. If you do something that I didn't mention, comment it down below so somebody who is new getting into this business has one more option. But I'll have a couple of videos tagged at the end that will help show. I've gone over like umpteen amount of different options in the past. So if you didn't learn anything here, maybe you'll learn something from that. Either way, I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.